Okay, so we are going to solve a very interesting problem. So let us look at the problem. So the problem statement is that we have this equation x square plus ax plus 20 into x square plus 17x plus b is equal to 0, right? Where a and b are integers, right? So a and b are integers, and it is also given that all the roots of the given equation are negative integers, right? So we have to find the smallest possible value. So we have to find the smallest possible value of a plus b. It means that we have to find uh, a minimum plus b minimum, right? So the statement says that find the smallest possible value of a plus b. It means from the given equation we have to find the minimum value of a minimum, minimum value of b minimum, and then the summation of a minimum plus b minimum. Okay, so let us write the equation. So the given equation is x square plus ax plus 20. This is a quadratic equation multiplied by another quadratic equation, which is x square plus 17x plus b is equal to 0. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. So this equation will have two roots. Let's say alpha and beta are the two roots. So alpha and beta are roots of this equation x square plus ax plus 20, and it is also given that the roots are negative integers. It means alpha is less than 0 as well as beta is less than 0. Okay, now let us look at the second quadratic equation. So x square plus 17x plus b is also a quadratic equation. So this quadratic equation will have two roots. So let's say gamma and delta are two roots. So gamma and delta are roots. Okay, and it is given that all the roots of the given equation are negative integers. It means gamma is also less than 0 and delta is also less than 0. Okay, so alpha, beta, gamma, delta are the four roots of the given equation, and all the four roots are basically less than 0 or negative. See, from the basic fundamentals, we know that if we have a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right, then sum of the roots, right, so this is a quadratic equation. This equation will have two roots, so the sum of the roots of this quadratic equation can be written as minus b by a. So given a quadratic equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, if we know the two roots, then the summation of the roots will be minus b by a or minus coefficient of x. B is what? Coefficient of x. So negative of the coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square, right? Similarly, we can write product of roots equal to c by a. C by a. What is c? C is the constant term in the quadratic equation divided by a. What is a? A is the coefficient of x square. So using this basic fundamentals, right, so we can solve the given problem. Okay, so let us look at how we can solve this. So let us take the equation one by one. So the first quadratic equation is x square plus ax plus 20 equal to 0. Okay, and we have assumed that alpha and beta are the two roots. Alpha and beta are the two roots of the given equation. So we can write alpha plus beta, that is sum of the roots of this quadratic equation, is equal to negative of coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is a divided by coefficient of x square. What is the coefficient of x square? 1. Right. So the summation of roots of this given equation alpha plus beta is basically minus a. Okay. Similarly, product of the roots alpha plus beta is equal to what? Constant term. So constant term is 20 divided by coefficient of x square, which is 1. So this is 1. Right. So what we have done is, this is the equation, quadratic equation given. We have assumed that alpha and beta are the two roots. Then we can write alpha plus beta is equal to minus a, and alpha into beta is equal to 20. Right. And remember that alpha and beta both are negative. Both are less than 0. Okay. Now let us look at this equation where alpha beta is equal to 20. Right. And we know that alpha and beta are less than 0. Okay, so we have to find the combination of alpha and beta in such a manner that their product is 20. Okay, so what combinations are possible? So one combination can be, this alpha and beta can be -4 and minus 5 and -4. Okay, so alpha beta are the two roots. If you take the product of the roots, the product has to be 20, right? So one combination can be -4 and minus 5 and -4. So if you take the product of -4 and -5, you will get 20. Similarly, another combination can be -10 comma -20, right? So if you take the product of -10 and -2, you will get 20. Similarly, the third combination which is possible is -20 comma -1, right? So for this given expression alpha beta is equal to 20, only these three combinations are possible, right? Positive values of alpha and beta are not possible because it is given that alpha and beta are negative integers, right? Now, and we know that we have to find the minimum value of a, so we have to find a minimum plus b minimum. Okay, and these three combinations are possible for alpha and beta, right? Now if you find the summation, if you find the sum of the roots, right? So in the first case, sum of the roots will be -9. In the second case, the sum of the roots will be -12, right? And the third case, the sum will be -20. Okay, now from here, see why we are finding the summation from, because from this expression, a is equal to negative of alpha plus beta. Okay, and we have to find the a minimum. Okay, so if you look at this combination, out of these three combinations, so the minimum value is -9, right? So we can write negative of summation of alpha plus beta is -9. So a minimum is 9. So here a minimum is 9. So we have found the minimum values of a minimum. Okay, similarly, if we take the second quadratic equation, so the second quadratic equation is x square plus 17x plus b is equal to 0, right? And gamma and delta are the two roots. So gamma plus delta can be written as -17 and gamma delta can be written as b. Okay, and we have to find the b minimum. So for b minimum, this product of gamma and delta has to be minimum. Okay, so we have to find the minimum value of b, and for that the product of the two roots, the product of the roots of this given quadratic equation has to be minimum. Now let us see how we can find the product of the two roots. So from here, we have gamma plus delta is equal to minus 17. Right, so we have to find the combination of gamma and delta in such a manner that their summation is minus 17. Okay, so what combinations are possible? So the following combinations are possible. If gamma is, let's say, minus 16 and delta is minus 1, right? So if gamma is minus 16, delta is minus 1, their summation will be minus 17. Okay, so this is the first combination. Similarly, the second combination is minus 15 comma minus 2, so the addition is minus 17. Third combination is minus 14 comma minus 3. Fourth combination is minus 13 comma minus 4. Next combination is minus 12 minus 5. Next combination is minus 11 minus 6. Okay, similarly other combinations are also possible. So let us write all the possible combinations. Next combination is minus 10 comma minus 7. So what we are basically trying is, we are trying to find the values of gamma and delta so that the addition is minus 17. Next is minus 9 minus 8. Next one is minus 8 minus 9 minus 7 minus 10 minus 6 minus 11 and minus 5 and minus 2. Right, so only these combinations are possible. Right, it is given that the gamma and delta are positive negative integers. Right, so if you take the product, so let us take the product of the possible combinations. Right, so minus 16 and minus 1 is one possible combination. If we take the product of these two roots, we will find 16. See, why we are basically calculating the product, because we have to find the B minimum, and B minimum, we will get the B minimum when the product of the two roots gamma and delta is the minimum. So our objective is to find the combination where the product of the two roots is the minimum. Right, so similarly you find the product of the all possible combinations. So here we have 52, 60, 66 and 70. So this is the product, 70, 72, 72, this is 70, 66 and 60. Right, now you can clearly find that out of these so many combinations, this combination, this product is the minimum. Right, so this is the minimum value of the product of the two roots. It means the values of gamma and delta possible is minus 16 and minus 1. Okay, so from here we can find that B minimum is gamma delta minimum, and which is 60. Okay, so from here we have A minimum is 9, now B minimum is 60. Okay, so A minimum plus B minimum is 9 plus 16, which is 25. So 25 is the answer for this given problem. Okay, thank you.